Hi, John here. Today it's Thursday, the 6th of November 2025. I'm just going to make a call to my lawyer and see how the case is going. Just hold on a minute. Okay, where's the number? Here goes.
Hi, you've reached Katie Hogan. Leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. At the tone, record your message.
Yeah, hi Katie, it's John Wanoa here. I'm just calling to see how you're getting on with my case, please. And give me a call 021 078 2523, and I'll just wait for your call. Okay, bye. I'll try your office in the office hours. Okay, bye. Okay, I'll ring the office after 9. I'll call the office after 9. What's the time now? It's 8:47, and I'll wait till 9. That's 13 minutes, and while I'm here, I'm just in the throes of talking to my business partner, trustee, over in Belfast, Killinrush, or on Facebook he's Thomas James Clark with an E on the end, Clark, and Clark name is Irish, and in his family and my family here in New Zealand. So I'm here in Auckland, Otahu, and getting something going with robot, AI Copilot robot of Microsoft, the Microsoft people, and their system is working good for me, and I'm putting everything in legalese for my court case, and I'm going to talk to the lawyer, and this is what will happen. I haven't had any luck with getting a lawyer, a barrister, or a Crown Solicitor. KC is King's Counsel officer for me for money laundering or anti-money laundering, AML, and digital currency, as well as the money laundering of Eddie Mitchell and the Mitchell Family Trust of Hamilton, 4 Elizabeth Street, 3200, code of Berescourt, Berescourt, court, Berescourt in Hamilton. So I'm putting them in the High Court in Auckland, High Court, and if I don't get a solicitor or lawyer, I will do the case myself as my own competing witness, because no lawyer or judge or a solicitor or barrister has the information I'm holding, the deed of title for New Zealand and the rest of the world. And I'm going to go up against Donald Trump, and you can see that with the robot, he's getting caught out. With the BESSENT, he's the US federal government Treasury Secretary. Okay, he's got into BONDI, the Solicitor General or Attorney General of the US federal state government, and got into FBI agent KASH. They're up against the wall now, and they're not disclosing Jeffrey Epstein files, and they're getting caught out with the guilt of failing to let the Oversight Committee see who was with Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, of course, and Pam Bondi, and also Melania Trump, Donald Trump's wife. He bought her from Epstein on the island. Okay, Bondi's been there too. So they're all in that ring of criminal organisation run by Donald Trump at the moment, and the federal Treasury wants to take over his cryptocurrency and put him behind bars, and Donald Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and all those FBI agents that she has sacked, reinstated back into their position of judges and lawyers that are being kicked out by Bondi. Okay, so BESSENT wants an explanation from her. Why did she kick them out of the federal office? And she won't answer because they're accusing her of being in Donald Trump's Jeffrey Epstein ring of child trafficking, pornography, paedophile, and all that stuff on Epstein Island. Okay, it's come out now, so there's videos there. I'm putting on 10 videos that Robot has itemized them for a court case against BESSENT and his US federal government versus Moai Crown King William III Trust, myself and Killen in Belfast, where the paramilitary task force is in Belfast High Court. That's where I'm running my courthouse there. Okay, I'm teaching him and everybody how it works, how the mines work. You need to be a mechanic and know how to fix problems. That's just one hell of a problem to fix. What's the time now? 8 minutes left before I give Katie a ring. Okay, so that's what's happening. Itemizing everything for the robot. He's getting it sorted out. John Wanoa versus Donald Trump and his new company that he's just registered from Grayscale Trust, used to be before, threw it in the rubbish, and he's got Grayscale XRP Trust. You see, just like New Zealand, they did the same thing. Queen and Right of New Zealand company threw it under the bus, threw it in the rubbish, in the sea where it came from, and they put Crown Sovereign of New Zealand, a new company with the same pirates running it on the high seas of Admiralty, mortgage liens. And I put a green pound note over the whole lot of them, and over Trump, over Pam Bondi, over Kash Patel, now over the US federal state treasury and BESSENT, to see where did he get the money from. Just the same as Eddie Mitchell. Where did you get the money from, with what documents, and what legal authority and jurisdiction of Admiralty of King William III of Orange in 1689 Bill of Rights Act, and 1694 Bank of England Act, and 1694 two-bar patented pound note by King William III of Orange. Where is their court of record for that? That's the problem. That's the problem they have against me and Kellen at the moment. That's how big this problem is, of a bigger engine than an Aston Martin or a Rolls Royce. This is a big engine. It's got 2 legs running it. Right? Humans. Not robots. Humans. The robots are seeing where the mischief is. And the robot will tell you the answer is one versus the other. Plaintiff, that's me, versus Donald Trump, the respondent. He hasn't answered to my affidavits video ones like this one. I'm accusing Donald Trump on Facebook, right in front of everybody, that he's a pirate, a thug, and a terrorist that's causing wars and causing the biggest war in the world, and America can't see that he is a problem. Get rid of him before Putin throws and Xi Jinping throws a missile and flattens them all out. We don't want that. That's not the way to do business. I'm doing business, and I've got the Aotea Waka on the Great Barrier where I'm going to live, and that's going out into the ocean. It should be really, really up to it, because it'll sink if it doesn't get right in the ocean. Alright? The law of the sea. I've got the law of the land with the flag, the 1835 King William III, Municipal Corporations Act 1835, Municipal Corporations Act of King William IV, with the red cross on the flag, the little one, not the big one. The big one is all the Georges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but the little one is King William IV, and the 8-point star of St. Patrick. 8 points means the church in Belfast, Downpatrick, where my Rogan judge family comes from, John Rogan in Helensville, Freemason, and where the original St. Patrick Memorial was when I went there to unveil it with the flag, put the flag on his stone memorial. Where he dies is where his authority jurisdiction is, not where he was born in Rome, but died as an Irishman on our Irish soil. That's the white part in me. Okay, then you've got the Cosgroves in Downpatrick. That's the lawyers over here. I'm using both families there and both families here to state my case right in front of the world, watching it unfold. Now that we've got BESSENT and we've got a trial running with him telling Trump and BONDI and KASH PATEL that they are in the middle of a scam, a money laundering scam of the crypto, and he wants to show up their fraud and take it off them. He's going to dissolve them with his own laws and take over the crypto. Nothing wrong with the crypto. It's just who's using it for what purpose. It's like Eddie Mitchell here, using 17 trillion he stole from this brain to go and buy property all over the world. And I find now that one of the videos I watched, the bank takes your money and spends it 33 times. Your $1 becomes $33 in the US Federal State Bank. IMF lends it out to countries, your $1, 33 times. They'll lend out $33 from your $1 and make money and keep rolling it over, recurring. Like that, okay? Hedge funding off it. And it's the same with Eddie Mitchell with the 17 trillion multiplied by 33 times. When the federal government has it, they lend that 33 times 17 trillion out to all the people in the world. And that's what's happening at the moment with that one corporate thug. And what about all the other corporate thugs like Trump? How much has he got that he's playing with? But no one has come up with 17 trillion. That's 201 year lease for New Zealand. When I do this one, I'll go into Ireland's one next, and then England's one, Wales, Scotland, and then England, India, China, And all the rest of the world, 257 countries are doing the same thing with this King William III of Orange Brain. Okay, it's called an orange wave. The truth prevails. On the dry land, with a dry land flag sitting at Waitangi, right in front of Titi Marae, Popo, in the paddock. Not the one flying at the marae, that's a Pākehā built marae. The Pākehās own that marae. And the Pākehās own the other one in Waitangi, where the Copthorne Theatre, the hotel, that's where that is going there. That's a corporation there. And on Titi Marae, it's the flag. There's two of them flying. You can't have two flags of a country. You see, one of them is a false flag, and one is the real flag. Right? The whakaputanga flag of a whakamininga government that is not off the ground yet, still trying. They can keep trying, nothing wrong with that. But they'll be there for years to try and get 100% of the population of New Zealand, 5 million, and with 3% at the moment, vote. See, you got that problem to get over. How long is it going to take for everybody to follow the Maoris? Those Maoris up there, the monkeys, that are running the whakamininga and kicked me out. Kicked all this out. Well, the gods must have said, leave them by themselves to figure it out with 1%. They won't take 1% from the government because all the other tribes took 1% of what they stole of the Maoris because the government invented the Maori tribe, Ngāti Whātua. And Ngāti Whātua took Mohi Manukau's title and the Rogan title for the 10-acre block, took the whole name with Kawharu, Professor. Every professor in New Zealand is on that side in Wellington Company, that's offshore in New York. It's registered there. Oh, it's 9:02. I better get on the phone. Ring the main office. I tried to ring her mobile before. 3593. Yes, Mirinda, it's John Wanoa here. Can I speak to Katie, please? Katie Hogan?
Do you have her mobile number to call directly?
Yeah, I have. I've left a message on it, but I thought she might be in the office hours. So she's got my message on her mobile.
Okay, so what's your name again?
John Wanoa. Let me know to who.
You know who. Okay, great. I will let her know that you called again. But yeah, if you can call her on her mobile.
Yeah.
But if you've left her a message, I'm sure she'll call you.
Yeah, that's right. I'll wait for her to call me. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, that's... What's her name? Anyway, it's there on the video. I forgot now. Fell out. Yeah, so I'll wait for Katie to ring me because I'm trying to catch her before she goes to work. All I want is a yes or no answer. Just like the court in front of Pam Bondi and KASH PATEL. The judges all around America saying, yes or no, did Trump, was he with Jeffrey Epstein? And I want to answer yes or no. And they won't answer. Because if they say no, they're in more trouble. Because, in fact, there's lots of photos to say that he was there with those young girls on Epstein's Island. He was there having a lot of fun, like how he's doing now, and that's where he met Melania Trump, over there on the island. So, really, it's a criminal organization. They've got to catch Donald Trump and KASH PATEL and Bondi because they've been together all the way through the years. Pam Bondi especially, that was Donald Trump's girlfriend. You see, it's got the videos showing now because there's been other snapshots watching and they're coming out in the open that they've got this worked out between them. to take the whole world over by some elite people, politicians. The same with New Zealand, the same with Britain. They've got Dharma doing the same thing in Britain and selling the whole Crown business off to the Muslims, and the Sharia law is there in Britain over our law, and I want them out of the way, because Killen and I will lead our march over our own land, sovereign natives. Killen is a native, sovereign, landlord, landowner of Northern Ireland. I want one island, the whole of Ireland as one. The only way to do it is to get title deed. Okay, that's what I'm good at. Mortgage broking. And that started with the Freemasons in Helensville, with a 10-acre block of land cut down to a small mortgageable size. You can't get a mortgage on 10 acres. You can get one with 2,500 square meters, and to put a house on it, or school, or something like that. But never a big property, because you've got all shareholders in married titles, and then when you go freehold on a 10-acre block, cut down to one block, it's your ownership of the piece of paper. So you're all holding certificates of title to your land off a 10-acre block blueprint right through the world. In Ireland, the same. I'm doing the same 10-acre block in every part of Ireland. Right? Here in 10 acre, 10 acre, 10 acre, and see how much each 10 acres worth. That's the way, a broad brush approach, pattern. It's a pattern of repetitive mortgages. Okay, it's a worldwide way of getting everything now under a cryptocurrency. So we've come out with a chip coin currency of an original 2-bar patented King William III pound note in the British Crown, Westminster. Okay, it's been patented, the 2-bar. It's going to dissolve any parliament in the world using the franchise of this title, 10-acre block. Okay, it's got Westminster and King William III registered there as a Dutchman. The Dutchman went around the world from there, and not in where he comes from in the Netherlands. The Dutchman come from there. You've got a king over there, King Willem Alexander, right? So, funny enough, Keir Starmer's wife is called an Alexander. She's an Alexander. See? It's not a miracle. It's just been planned that way, that they will take over with these hoons, will take over the whole world. They're strategically picked out at the right hour, and the right time, the right date, the right year. They've got all these numbers. Well, I'm going to squash all your numbers, because a mechanic's view is a sledgehammer. Smash. Grab. Okay? That's what you're doing. Smash, grab. Fire sale. Oh, there's somebody there now. Hello?
Hi, is this John?
Yes, it's John Wanoa here.
Hi, John. Katie Hogan. I've just picked up your message.
Yeah, that's good. I was hoping
I'm not
that.
sure what work you're talking about.
That's a case, the 17 trillion lease of New Zealand country. I've done it for years. I'm the president of the Confederation of United Tribes at Waitangi. So I've been in the background putting together...
So this isn't a case that I took from your message that you thought I was already acting for you. This
No.
is not something
I was looking. I have to find a solicitor, because that's what the legal aid said. I need to get a solicitor or lawyer or barrister to represent me in the court, and I can't do it.
I don't have any capacity to take on more work at the moment. I'm sorry, I can't assist.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to hear. There's no problem with that, because I'll go on to the next one. and keep trying till I can find one who's got the time to do it.
All the very best.
Thank you, Katie.
Thanks, John. Bye.
Okay, bye. See, that's Katie. So that crosses her out because she was the right one to do it. All she had to say is, you'll have to wait till February or March or April. So long as I got nothing. She's got a busy load, more than 17 trillion. No one's bothered about 17 trillion mortgage on this country. You see? Because they've been told, don't talk to John. You see? Because she's got a busy workload. I know lawyers are busy, but when they see 17 trillion, they run away from it. Why do they run away from the biggest case in the world? You know what I'm doing? Exhausting all forms of justice for justice in a court. I'll go by myself when I run out of lawyers, barristers and solicitors. You watch. I have every legal right with the robot AI co-pilot, Microsoft, to go and represent myself in court because she would not have a clue at all in the world about doing a native title to every native title in the world under King William III of Orange. That's why they look at it and think, oh, too much for me, too hard. For her, too hard. In the hard basket, don't go near it. Just do the little crumbs and don't go with a big crumb. Okay, so there, that's disappointing. But I could have expected it, because once they see what it is, and I'm saying she's representing me on my documents, it's going to show she turned down 17 trillion US dollars, and all that money more than this government is ever making. Turned it down. That's a top King's Counsel for the government of New Zealand. Solicitor. The very best. Her. Because I'm checking them out, their profiles. I hope they're checking my profile out. Go and look at Facebook, because that's my real profile. A native magistrate, King's Bench Court judge. I know how it works, because I was brought up with the Freemason, Mohi Manukau and John Rogan history, and the Moai statue that Queen Victoria stole is a thief. Everybody doing Queen Victoria stuff all the way through the years from 1837, when King William IV died, is a fraud. One fraud equals all fraud. That's what I'm saying, Katie. When you get to see this video, thank you for your answer, because that's all I wanted to hear. Like, yes or no. If you were Pam Bondi and KASH Patel and Trump, the judges were trying to get a yes or no out of them. Well, at least you said no. That's acceptable in a court of law. That you are too busy, understandably right. Nothing wrong with that. You could have given me a date or a month, like what Trotter said. That's my next lawyer, Trotter. He said, I'll be back on the 5th of November. That's yesterday. I'm going to give him a call to see if he'll take it on. You know, if he'll take it. I got one more after that, and that's it. That's enough for me to do my own due diligence. Because if there's no justice for me, I'll make it myself. I'm on number 80 court hearing on Zoom. That's a lot of court hearing practice at native court judge in New Zealand. That's with Andy Devine in Greece. He's an Englishman in Greece that was hosting right up till 65 court hearing. And then I took over after that when he said to me, what makes you think you're going to get your money back, 17 trillion, from anybody or Eddie Mitchell? I said, you just sit on the side and watch. You might learn something. You see, that's Andy Mitchell, Andy Devine in Greece. He comes from England, but he's flying the flag. But what for reason? Which reason? And the flag, the people flying it at Waitangi and all over the country, why are you flying that flag for? What is its meaning? Oh, there. That's my caravan. Okay, so she's going to change the ownership in my name. I won't tell you her name because I don't want to spoil it. She's on Facebook anyway, selling a caravan. It's a double wheel one. In Wellington, I have to go down there to get it. And then me and Pare share the caravan over in Great Barrier, Aotea. The Waka Aotea. Eh? Now, Atua e Wā Aotea Limited is the owner, business corporate, of the 17 trillion. The Waka. It's registered here since 2009 and in the company's office here in Wellington, and Eddie Mitchell's got the same accountant as me, and the government's got the same accountant, Dun Bradstreet, Dun and Bradstreet, Dun and Bradstreet accountants. They're the accountant and my accountant since 2009, me, before Eddie Mitchell, and the government has got the same accountant. So you see the irony of what is happening in a corporate world. You're going to learn a lot from my videos and watch what I'm doing and progress through the whole process of corporations, how they make money from fraud. Fraud is a big business. That's what our business is for. Fraud. Anti-money laundering. And I went through money laundering lawyers in Singapore, where Eddie Mitchell washed the money up. Then I went through Australia, where he bought the properties to 303 shell companies in Australia. That's shopping malls and investment companies, aged care centres, other businesses that he swallowed up in mortgagee sales. That's why the government put the injection in you and shut business down so their hogs can go around like Eddie Mitchell and sweep them up for next to nothing. That's why they did it. And I'm catching them out. Eddie Mitchell. Just one. One doing that, and Trump is doing the same thing. They're all doing it in the government here in Wellington. You know what they did over here in the Parliament? They made a law change. And in 2023, this government here got the Freemasons Mason Property Trust Act 1956, amended it to 2023 to make themselves self-employment. They're self-employment, so they've got 3 incomes. 1, a public servant for taxpayers in New Zealand. That's one job. 2, they're a salesman for crypto, Donald Trump's crypto. See how it's messing up? Donald Trump's crypto, selling it for $450 if you buy a Maori one, $500 if you buy a Pākehā one. What's the difference? What's the difference with Maori and Pākehā? There's a bit of a divide there. So number 3 job is property buying. Property speculation, like Eddie Mitchell. Property speculation. They can buy property and stick all their stolen money in, like Eddie Mitchell, and buy property in a bargain price that the government set up. See, they set this up in all the countries in the world, the Commonwealth countries, and any country that's using the franchise as franchisors of a franchisee, mortgagee, trustee of the British Crown government. So me and Kellen Rush in Belfast have got Moai Crown King William III Trust. I'm the lead trustee, he's the trustee, and we're going after all the trustees that have pillaged, plundered, and stolen from a genuine trustee and taxpayer beneficiaries. You see, that's what I'm doing. The free employment that they've got, free incomes, especially buying property with the money they're raking in from the crypto that they sell on a blockchain. When it's in a blockchain, they're picking up all that money from all the taxpayers that feed it. They're like a big hog pig sucking off the tits. There's a picture I put on my Facebook. Just that. That's what they're doing. These monkeys in the parliament, politicians, they don't represent you in New Zealand as taxpayers doing all the work. They are working for their corporate company called Crown Sovereign of New Zealand, put together in 2023 with Cindy Kiro, Governor General, and her Maori Japanese flag that she put up on Waitangi Treaty Grounds for 2 years, 2023, 2024, until I came along with the documents and ordered it down and our flag put back up again. And I went up there on the 20th of January this year, 2025, to actually give them notice on Waitangi to pull it down, because we're going to put our Confederation of the United Tribes flag of King William IV, 1835, and King William III of Orange, 1689, Bill of Rights Act flag with the 8-point stars of St. Patrick in Belfast. Down Patrick, those 8-point stars, north, east, south, west, or Naho Efa, in the four corners, and the black line around the little cross of St. George is the devil, Satan, the snake of the Parliament in Wellington. Anybody that's counter to King William III and King William IV is a snake. You see, they are operating illegal money laundering scam. See, so the free companies, especially the government, can buy property all over the country, and the money they make from renting them out, that's what they're doing, buying a lot of property and renting it out. And the money they rake from the rent, they fuel their own company, for their own pocket, for their own family trust. Well, I've got the Moai Crown King William III Trust to put the green pound note with the 2-bar, 970 million trillion pound note mortgage lien on all their heads. 8 billion people in the world. Every single one of you have got to pay that bill back to Westminster Parliament under King William III of Orange, Dutchman. He started the mortgage. He did all the bank loans. He started the Bank of England. We're taking it back to the people of the land, the sovereign native landowners of England's soil land. Okay, Scotland didn't do it there, on their land. Wales didn't do it on their land. And Ireland didn't do it on their land until Westminster put the 4 countries on England's land as a wrecking yard. Westminster is a wrecking yard. They've got a new colour that's got all the bits of Muslims with all the spare parts taking over Westminster Parliament with Keir Starmer giving them more rights than the citizens that are doing all the work. I must say, the immigrants do work too, but they're taking over the world. They said in 2030 the Muslims will have the world over. You know who gave it away? Britain. And who's running Westminster? They've got people from Europe in there. Liz Truss, she's got to appear in this court, in the native court of England, to answer why she took the authority and jurisdiction of King William over to Frankfurt, Germany, on European soil land. You got that one because I've got it documented all the way through with your name and me writing to you. The documents tell the story of you and Brexit because I was there. I got the jacket to prove my name on the yellow Brexit. And I'm supposed to be there in Westminster Parliament because Andy Devine got us an invite to go into Parliament to say something to the Parliament. And that was, where's the Queen, the head of the state, who is running the trust? Nobody. There's nobody running the trust. It's the trust, the biggest trust in the world, the Queen Victoria Trust, no trustee. So I said, okay, I'll go over there and I'll be the trustee because she's in partnership with her Maori people here, and King William IV and King William I is in a private contract with the natives. So you look around, who's native? Native is everybody live that are legitimate being here, and the ones that have been here born the longest are more native than the ones who just got off the plane. The immigrant that's just got off the plane doesn't have the same right as an older Chinese or older Portuguese or older Spanish, older Polynesian, older Melanesian, older anybody that's here in that year of King William IV and King William III. Go back to King William III. This Treaty of Waitangi and Wellington stopped all the Maoris from going beyond 1840. You can't go back beyond 1840 because their license is in Wellington and up in Waitangi. When you want to battle against that government in Wellington, you must have your own government, which is the Whakamininga. I've been in there for over 20 years. It never got off the ground because Maori don't talk to each other. It's too difficult. They're trying to do that now. It's impossible without a deed of title. When you go to the bank to borrow money, where do you put security for the money you borrow? That's a big problem. You need to be a mortgage broker to understand that. You need experience. Otherwise your ship will sink or your waka will sink to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, so that's what I'm saying here to everybody watching this video, which is almost half an hour. Half an hour, I think that's long enough. Or 42 minutes, 45 seconds. So I'll make it 1 hour. I won't go rattling on forever. But I'm just saying, I'm waiting for Brenda to give me a call that she's got the ownership changed over on the caravan. And then I'll be on my way on my car down to Wellington to pick it up. I'll go straight down today. It's sunny outside, beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. And I want to get on my way when she says, here's the rego, here's you own it. So I'll go and get it. It's a beautiful caravan and to a free to someone that's worthy of it. Okay? I'm saying, oh, I'm a pensioner. I'm in a caravan here. It's good here, but I can save that money when I got my own. I just need to go in a camping ground and hook up. And that's me for the rest of my life. I can settle there because I got big plans for Great Barrier Island. You'll see. You'll see. When I get to 17 trillion back, that lawyer's gone now. I've got a plan again. I've got to keep jumping ahead of them. At least she's honest. Katie Hogan is honest lawyer. She's busy and she won't say it's outside her scope because she's an anti-money laundering lawyer. So, all things aside, I have to move on to the next one till I run out. When I run out, 2 more left, and I'll be on my own. I just need to raise the court fees in the High Court in Auckland and then go into court as soon as possible. Urgent. If anybody is prepared to be beneficiaries in this business in Northern Ireland the shares are ready to go out soon as I get this going, and then Robert and I will release the shares. And some have got shares already. Brian Wickman up there in Moai, he's got some shares, and so has Rapataka down, Rangituka down the east coast, he's got shares, and Pare Rivers have got shares in it, and they help me financially along the way with our money, just like me going down to Wellington. So I've got Jason Hogarth looking after me as well, and we were going to work together on the sea in Great Barrier and down in Fiordland. He's our skipper on the boat, very good at what he does, and be very beneficial for the Moai tidal turbine hydrogen economy. And our projects that are going up in the Kaipara is ready to go. That was the money supposed to be for. The 17 trillion. Me and Mohi Manukau, the Freemason, there in Helensville 10-acre block. I put it together with him. All those blocks up there are put together right through Ngāti Whātua area, because he went under Ngāti Whātua thinking he's going to get some land with his name on. No, the only name on his land that is there with Mohi Manukau's name on is the courthouse land. That's it. Nowhere else, because Rogan, the judge, put his name on all the other blocks up there, Rogan's Hill in Dargaville. That's all Rogan land, and Mohi hasn't got any of his land where he showed me, pointed out all these land up north, all over the place, down south, in Waikato, down in Pirongia, and down in where did we go after that? We went down to Wanganui, down that way, and he was a Apostolo or Ratana church minister, and I carried all these things around, did all these documents for his Y121 Treaty of Waitangi case. That's an old number. You people up north and everywhere around the country, have a look at your Waitangi number. If it's older than Y121, the Manukau Moriori claim of Ngāti Whātua Hapu Incorporated, because I was running that with Mohi. That's the one that set up the Ngāti Whātua tribe, and the people up there took over it. Sir Hugh Kafaru has got a bone to pick. I've got a letter from Mohi to Sir Hugh Kafaru telling him, you are not the chief of these lands. He took Mohi Manukau's land. I'm getting it back for Mohi. You see, because the Kafaru is not a real name. The same as the Kohede is not a real name. He's more Morgan Banks. The bank name is Kohede. There's no such name, because I know. And my daughter does. She's a court registrar in Manukau District Court. She was the registrar. She knows all the best deaths and parishes. And she said, can't find it. Can't find it. You know, all those professors are liable with that 970 million trillion pound note and debt lien on everything they're on. You get that? You're going to have to pay the bill a piece at a time. You're going to be deducted from the Moai Powerhouse Bank and the Moai Crown King William III Trust in Belfast, because that's the brain of the paramilitary task force to go after crooked lawyers, barristers, solicitors, and illegal gun running fraud companies. That's an overseer there of all corporations in Belfast. Okay, it's there. That's where I'm going to that court to find who is messing around with our laws. Okay, I'm waiting for an answer back from King Willem of the Netherlands. He's our partner, Dutch. And Dutch King William III of Orange, not so much George IV because he's German, with the 1835 flag, but it's the 8-point star on that flag, which is Island Belfast. Down Patrick, where Patrick is buried. The memorial is the title. Where you're buried, that's your memorial with a date on it to the land. He's the land owner on the piece of paper. Killinrush, he's the owner with his name on the paper, with the 8-point star in northeast southwest of the well. Just to let you know, I'm doing due diligence to keep the defender of the faith. Where's Charlie? Where's the defender of the faith of the Church of England? In the rubbish. He's thrown it out, and he's the defender of the faith of Allah. I put the pictures there so you can see him dressed up as Muslim. The Muslims can't do this to us on our own sovereign land. We wouldn't want to go and do the same with them on their land. So why come over to England and New Zealand and do it on our land and put your mosque up and throw our Church of England out? What's the people of Church of England doing? Nothing. They're just falling over and going along with the narrative. Get jabbed, or otherwise you won't get a job, or you can't go flying, or you can't get food from the shop. They'll put a label on it that they own the food, the farms, the everything, the roads, the lot. Well, that's about to change, because I'm here for the native sovereign land owner. Otherwise I wouldn't go through all the trouble as a mechanic. I'm qualified to fix problems on vehicles. Well, this is no different. The land is a vehicle, because it's got a motor running underneath it in the middle of the earth. That's called a Moai powerhouse engine. Plasma. I made an engine for later, not for now, for later. And the Chinese are cottoned on to it. How to make something out of bugger all. Anyway, I think I've rattled on enough. But there, 3 jobs. Those politicians are raking in the money in Wellington and Westminster and Trump and all over the world, still using the same blueprint patent of King William III. See? They're using the mortgage land of the 10-acre land block in Helensville. Freemasons. They're all like a wagon wheel, a cart wheel, lots of spokes, and in the middle is an axle. That's us, me and Kellen. We're the axle in the middle, looking at all the different spokes. You need to know every spoke. That's the Freemasons, that's the Church of England, that's Allah, that's the economy, that's the land titles, that's the trade between countries, that's China, that's Russia, that's England, that's Europe, that's the Bank of England, that's the Bank of Scotland, that's the bank, the Federal IMF Bank, that's the Swift there. That's all those spokes are running the British Crown. They are all got an interest in it, and I'm calling their account settled. All right, because we're the partner to those kings, emperors, that put that mortgage for that wagon wheel together, and they're abusing the hell out of it, and it's got to stop. At the people that are feeding these little suckers on the pig's tit. They're milking the whole lot. Why do you look? I got a picture of a pig there with all the suckers and all those politicians sucking off it. That's what that's a real good analogy of it. Suckers. If you're a sucker, you're sucking off those corporates. All sucking away at their little money, 1%, while they take 99%. You see? So those parkiers in Australia, New South Wales, like Eddie Mitchell, Willie Jackson, and all those other people come from there to Wellington to run this country from Australia. That's where they bought King William IV flag, from there to here. We bought it from Wellington, from Westminster to here, direct. into Helensville. It came straight there. It didn't go around the back door through Australia. So that's second-hand. Vice Admiral. We are folding Admiral of the sea to come onto the dry land with a dry land flag flying in front of the popos, the wooden memorials, chiefs, 13 of them. Not 50, not 100, not 500, 13. That's Britain there. Straight, that flag flying there, Brian Workman and William Hey signed it. I told them, sign it. They listened because they're loyal to that flag and Napoli. Anybody else that's got a different story, get your play. Just follow your dreams without the money. Do your whakapapa over there under the whakaputanga flag in front of the Tiki Marae. That's for you. I'm making a new marae on Great Barrier. It's the Aotea Marae. To Ngā Atua Iwa Aotea Limited, 17 trillion bucks worth, times 33 trillion. Work that out and split it to all the beneficiaries of that, right through the will. That's where I'm at, the lead trustee of all that lot. Over here with the Rogan brain and the Cosgrove lawyer's brain. Testing out the lawyers to see if they will take it on. Because they don't take it on, I'll take it on. It gives me the legal right and legitimacy to act as my own lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but I'll act as if I know everything, and I do. Stand up in front of the judge and ask Eddie, right in front of him, the judge, where did you get the money from? Whose documents did you use? What was it for? And give it back. That's all. I said, just give it back. Put it back into the company, the parent company, Ngā Atua Ewa Aotea Limited, which is the Robert's got it now. It's all over the world. That Eddie Mitchell money laundered the money and went on a buying spree with the money. He was told that to check to see if it's genuine title, the Manukau, King George IV, 1823 lease on the land. When he saw the money, he grabbed the money and took off. Now, he has to explain how did he make 17 trillion in less than 1 year in 2023 when he went on a buying spree. Who gave him the authority to go and buy property when it's supposed to be for the tidal turbine project that's on the map? Everything's ready to go with PricewaterhouseCoopers approving it, Transpower Power Company approving it, Contact Energy Power Company approving it, the Maori government, Tarina Trudia, approving it. These are letters. These are letters to me from them. And Vector Power Company up in Northern Region approved it with letters supporting that tidal turbine project, $50 billion for one bridge. Guess what? When that bridge goes up, it goes right over the world and you become a beneficiary of that trust bridge. One bridge is a bank. The Aotearoa Bank or the Moai Powerhouse Bank. That one bridge is worth trillions. Bang, right to the world. With crypto, chip coin. It's chip coin versus crypto. Okay? And treasurer versus treasurer. He's a treasurer, BESSENT, is the U.S. Federal Government Secretary of the U.S. Treasury. I'm the treasurer, Lord Treasurer of King William III of Orange, Lord Treasurer, to take his place, and King William I, William the Conqueror, 1066, he started the Lord Treasurer Act of that year then, 1066, and I'm that surrogate, and King William III surrogate, to speak for them and the Lord Treasury to recover all the debt because it's a debt management company. Lord Treasurer, over just BESSENT has to explain to me where did Trump get that money from? Which crown is he funneling the money from Queen Elizabeth from? Who gave that German? He's a German, and Queen Elizabeth is a German. Where did they steal the gold and the money from to take to America? They crossed our contract. I have a contract with King William IV, King William III, King George IV, and with Queen Victoria on the trust. I've got a contract with them with this video and the flag to prove that I am competent witness of what I'm saying on my own 2 feet with my own voice and my own face recognition, to claim all the wealth and legal inheritance of the British Crown. Okay, that's what I'm saying here, Killen, and the rest of the people watching the video. It's now an hour and 36 seconds, so I think we'll close it off there and get on with my next subject, which is BESSENT and the Treasury, US Treasury, and I've got over 200 photos. I'm not going to put them on Facebook. I'm going to leave that private, of all how they're constructing the XRP ledger with the Grayscale XRP Trust, owned by the Trump family trust, with the Liberty coin of Donald Trump. That's his money to replace the fiat. They're still using the fiat money. Scam. That's tainted. Makes all the crypto and all the money through the world that have borrowed money from the federal IMF. It's tainted. One taint equals all taint. Okay, so I'm putting that green pound note over him, over BESSENT, over all governments in the world that have corrupted and plundered King William III's 10-acre block of land, mortgage, and seized the whole lot. I'm seizing all the 10-acre blocks in the world with the Freemasons title, because I'm in the Freemason Rogan's family as bloodline, and the Cosgrove lawyer's family as bloodline to what my documents state as DNA. And the Moai DNA on East Island, the Dutch found it, but they didn't touch my Moai statues, memorials to Atua. Well, you call it God, I call him Atua. Na Atua Ewa Altair Limited, God's company, with a gold dragon. You'll see it there. That's his gold in his earth. That's what this green pound note is for, to recover all the stolen gold hidden all over the world. It's safe where it is, in a bank, a river bank or a bank. We're going to recover it all with Putin, Xi Jinping, and debt recovery. I'm giving them the contract because we have no UK military. It's got sold off by the British themselves to the EU Parliament. It's over there. It's still in England, but I'm going to get it back. I'm going to mortgage EU Parliament to get our British military back in our ownership on the English soil land. Not Scottish soil land, England's soil sovereign land. You start from the beginning, from the river to the sea, from the sea back up the river to Westminster. All roads lead to Westminster and Helensville, Awaroa Bank. Got that? You got that? I'll say that again. All roads lead to the 10-acre land block mortgage, the first mortgage in the world, in Helensville, west of Auckland City, New Zealand, in the native court there, which is bare land at the moment. There's nothing there, but you used to have the flag with its poles into the ground, but the ground is still empty. I can go and put it back up again, like how it was, with the wooden flag, not the flag, the wooden flag with the Confederation of United Tribes flag on it. It's a British flag, people. It's not a Maori flag. It's a British flag that can talk for British use of a British flag. The Maoris can talk about it as their flag whakaputanga, because I tried that, didn't work. If you try it, it's going to end up like me, another 60 years, 50 years. You'll be there for 50 years fighting against the government in Wellington. You know who wins? The one in Wellington, because they're using it in Waitangi, Marae, in the museum. They've locked it up in the cabinet. I'm going to unlock it. When I take the land, kick them off. Okay, what's what a mortgage broker does when you don't pay your bill? That's what Trump's going to do here with New Zealand. If you don't settle his bill, Jacinda Ardern put 66 million debt over your head, and then Luxon came along and put another 200 billion loan on your head, a mortgage on your head. So that's 266 billion that Trump can walk in here as a mortgage broker or a real estate man. He's not a mortgage broker, he's a real estate man. He'll get a broker to come in here and call up the account. You pay 266 billion to us, we want to settle with you. If you don't, we'll take your land. That's what I'm up against, Killen, and the rest of you watching the video. I'm up against Trump trying to threaten me on my native land. You know, the documents will fix that problem with the robot. We'll see how good the robot is. I'm testing one robot against the other to see which robot knows how to do mortgage broking with a 10-acre land block as security for your loan. Just look at your land and divide it by 10 acres and see how much it's worth. Every square 10-acre block, find out how much it's worth and your little bit in it. Well, I'm saying the whole of New Zealand as cut up into 10-acre blocks, and the whole world and the sea cut up into 10-acre blocks to see how much it's worth. I'm going to make the Kaipara project, just one bridge, turn over 33 times what it's worth. 50 billion times 33 trillion. That's what I'm expecting to make in the Moai Powerhouse Bank, looking at these figures of these 200 photos of what Donald Trump is doing without the Treasury noticing that little group of thugs. Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, Attorney General, and KASH PATEL. The only youngsters been there just for a little short time. She goes and sacks a lawyer and a judge, been there for over 20 years. Sacked them. What for? Because they're not following Trump's orders. Trump made executive orders. You know what the council did, overseeing committee? They cancelled Donald Trump out for making orders and squashed the orders. The same as what I'm going to do to Westminster. Squash the orders, me and Killen. Squash the orders. Okay, because they haven't got land title. If you haven't got a land deed, you've got a legal problem. You've got a legal problem if you haven't got a title deed. Because China knows who's got the legal title before they'll lend you any money. And this deed here, the Manukau deed, it's there, 399. The deed will squash anybody borrowing money when you can prove that Eddie Mitchell pinched it. Eddie Mitchell pinched it when he's not, the Mitchell name is not a original native Manukau. He's gone right over the native Manukau Moriori name and threw it out and put the Mitchell as if he's a native. He was here before the Manukau because he got the least money for the land that he says he's the native landowner. Then he's going to go in court to say he got here before the Manukau's or the Wanoas or the Rogans. He was there first. He come from Australia, from a prison convict. He's come out of a prison, come to Wellington, set up shop, and went to Hamilton and spinning it over the narrative that what we write is the answer. Well, the test is in the High Court because that's what I do. Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you later. Have a nice day, because I'm waiting for Brenda to tell me that she's changed the ownership and it's time for me to go and pick the caravan up. Okay, bye for now. See you later. The time now is 9:55, just about 2 hours for this video to make a statement. I'm making a public statement here about who I am, what I do, and where this is going, and up against Trump, and now up against BESSENT. I don't know what's his first name, but he's BESSENT. He's the US Treasury Secretary. He's reined in Donald Trump, BONDI, and KASH PATEL, and asking, I want a yes or no answer, was Trump with EPSTEIN in the island? And they won't open the files of the EPSTEIN files. They won't release them. And this fellow saying, let us see the file to see if Trump was involved. Well, you can see all the photos with him on the island, with EPSTEIN and Ghislaine Maxwell. You can see the photos, but he wants the proof from the Attorney General of America. That's the most powerful Attorney General in the world, is that one, to say yes he was there or no he wasn't. She's protecting him. She's protecting a paedophile, fraudster, a money launderer, and a real estate man that's like Eddie Mitchell, covering him up. And somebody's covering Eddie Mitchell up. That'll be any lawyer, judge, or policeman. Now, you're going to legally pay the bill. You'll get it in the mail. You'll get it in the mail once I get through and get the case done. Okay? So that's all. It's now 2 hours. I'll see you later. Today is Thursday, the 6th of November 2025. And have a beautiful day. Bye.